Welcome back, Primary 6. Let's move to Lesson 2. In last session, we discussed the meaning of ratio. Today, we want to learn properties of ratio. Let's remember, the ratio is a way of comparing between two or more similar quantities and of the same unit by using division. Also, we studied before that the ratio between two numbers is the first number over the second number. Okay, the first number called first term or antecedent. The first number is the first term or antecedent. The second number is the second term or consequent. So we have antecedent and consequent for the first and second term. The first property for ratio is the ratio has the same properties of the fraction as reduction, simplification, and comparison. Let's take an example. Here we have Mona is 120 centimeters tall and Rania is 100 centimeters tall. Find the ratio between the tall of Mona and that of Rania in the simplest form. So the first number here is the first term is the Mona's tall, which is 120. Rania's tall is 100. So I have 120 over 100. Now I want to simplify. As we said before, we deal with ratio as fraction. Okay, so I'll divide up and down with the same number. Look for a common factor between 120 and 100. Of course, we can divide by 10 because the unit digit here is 0. So the two numbers are divisible by 10. Let's divide by 10. It will be 12 over 10. But this is not the simplest form. We can divide by 2 because 2 is a common factor between 12 and 10. By dividing by 2, 12 divided by 2 equals 6 and 10 divided by 2 equals 5. So the result is 6 to 5. Find the ratio between the two fractions, 3 over 4 and 9 over 10. The ratio means comparing using division. So I can divide the 3 over 4 by 9 over 10. Okay, so the required ratio is 3 over 4 divided by 9 over 10. As we studied before in primary 5, to divide two fractions, put the first fraction as it is, 3 over 4, then change the division sign to multiplication sign and use the reciprocal of the second fraction, 10 over 9. So 9 over 10 will become 10 over 9. Then I multiply numerators and denominators. It will become 30 over 36. We can divide by 3. The result will become 10 over 12. Also, we can divide again by 2. The result will be 5 over 6. Okay, this is one method. Okay, we can use another method by using cross products. We have a 3 over 4, the two fractions here, or the two ratios, 3 over 4 to 9 over 10. We can multiply 10 by 3 equals 30. 4 times 9 equals 36. Now we can divide. For simplifying, you can divide by 6. It will be 5 to 6. Okay, so the second method is to use cross product by multiplying 10 by 3 equals 30, then 4 by 9 equals 36, then divide both terms by 6. 30 divided by 6 equals 5, and 36 divided by 6 equals 6. So this is the simplest form because we don't have common factor between 5 and 6. Example number 3. Compare between the two ratios. We have 3 over 4 and 5 over 8. To compare between two ratios, as we said before, we will deal with the ratio as a fraction. So now we are comparing between two fractions, 3 over 4 and 5 over 8. 3 over 4, can we change the 3 over 4 to another fraction with a bottom number 8? Yes, of course, because 4, if we multiply 4 by 2, the result will be 8. So I'll multiply up and down by 2. 3 by 2, 6. 4 by 2, 8. Okay, so 3 over 4 means 6 over 8. Then 6 over 8, of course, greater than 5 over 8. So 3 over 4, which is 6 over 8, is greater than 5 over 8. The second property of ratio is the two terms of the ratio should be integer. Okay, it means whole numbers. If they are fractions or decimals, you should convert them to a whole number. Let's take an example. The ratio 45 to 2.5 should be simplified. Now I want to change 2.5 to a whole number because here we have a decimal. Okay, this is a decimal number. I want to change it into a whole number. In this case, we look for a number to multiply by 2.5 to remove this point. I'll choose 10. I'll multiply by 10 to remove this point. Why? Because if you multiply by 10, I'll move this point to the right. So 2.5 will become 25. But if you multiply the second term, you should multiply the first term. So we will multiply the two terms by 10. The first term will become 450. The second term, 25. Now I can simplify by dividing by 25 both terms. The first term will become 18, and the 25 divided by 25 equal 1. So 450 divided by 25 equal 18. 25 divided by 25 equal 1. Try to do it yourself. Okay, the third property, when comparing between two quantities to form a ratio between them, they should have the same units. So we should be sure that the two terms have the same units. Also, the ratio between the two quantities has no units because the two terms have the same units, and we divided the two units. Then the ratio between any two quantities has no units. Okay, let's take an example. Find the ratio between 26 months and 4 years. Here we have two units, two different units, month and year. So I should convert one of them to the other. It's better to start by the great unit and convert it to the small unit because multiplication is easier than division. So I'll convert 4 years to months. Do you remember how to convert? I'll multiply by 12 because each year has 12 months. 4 times 12 equals 48. Now we have 4 years is 48 months. So the required ratio will become 26 months to 48 months. Okay, 26 months to 48 months. Now the two units will be cancelled. Then I want now to simplify the ratio. Two even numbers, so I can divide by 2. 26 divided by 2 is 13. 48 divided by 2 is 24. Is that the simplest form? Yes, we don't have any common factor between 13 and 24, so this is the simplest form. Okay, that's all about our lesson today. I hope you have understand. Next session, we will solve some exercises on ratio and its properties. Please study well this lesson to be able to understand the next lesson. Thank you very much for listening and see you next session.